Greetings, my lovelies, and thank you for stopping by this circle today. As you know, we writers are very weird and quirky people, so I thought it would be kind of interesting to see what were some of the weirdest things that the writing community does. And I have to say, we are a kooky dook bunch of people, so let's get to it. So I sent this message out on Instagram and Twitter and my Facebook page and my other writing friends to talk about what are some weird habits that you have as a writer. So all these are a culmination of them plus me. And I think I'm the strangest one in the bunch. Thing number one, we get really excited about pretty pens and pretty journals. Like, oh my god, seriously. I have a journal addiction. I really, really do. I look at them, I pet them, I flip through their pages. When anybody wants to know what to get me for a Christmas gift or birthday gift or whatever, I'm like, pens and journals, please. Because you never know when an awesome idea, bit of dialogue, character, whatever, is going to strike you. And you need to make sure that you have the proper utensils to write it down. It is known. Thing number two, we carry on full-blown conversations in our heads with imaginary people. And no, we are not crazy. Sometimes, as we write, our characters do strange things. And I know that some people roll their eyes and go, well, you're the writer. Well, for pantsers, people who sort of fly by the seat of their pants when they're writing, they are sometimes surprised by the direction that their characters take. So when they get there and they're like, whoa, wait, what the fuck are you doing? The character then explains it in their head, which is not necessarily the character, it's their subconsciousness that goes with it. Look, if you look too deep into it, it gets really confusing. However, with that being said, that goes straight into thing number three. We can act out scenes. This one I am vastly guilty of, and I'm surprised also that more people don't do it. So when I talk about acting out, I work out dialogue in accents as my characters. So I will pretend to be one person and then I will pretend to be another person. And I will literally bounce back and forth and have a conversation. As I'm writing, especially like when I go to describe facial features and expressions, I will mimic the facial expression just to make sure I'm getting it right. Sometimes I'll even go as far as to do physical action. And if you ever saw that Netflix thing, like the True Confessions of an International Spy, where the guy goes through like combat to describe combat, that is actually a pretty good and accurate example of what I do and what some other people do. Don't judge. Thing number four, spending hours on Pinterest. Now this kind of has a couple subcategories, so I'm just going to kind of roll right into them. You're either on Pinterest looking at book covers to get inspiration for your own book cover, character inspirations, location inspirations, scene inspirations, or you're just looking at the little bits of writing help or just whatever kind of mess that goes on. So, but basically, you're spending hours on Pinterest planning for things that you should probably be writing about. Guilty. Thing number five, music. I decided not to split this one up because it really is on either end of the spectrum. No one's in between. You will either, like me, and jam the fuck out to your music, just like you have to have music to write, so yeah. Or you are total silence. Total silence. I don't know how you people do that. I guess you find it distracting, but hey, whatever works for you. But for me, the music influences my writing. So I have to have the input to do the output. Thing number six, obsessing over the meaning of names. Names have power. Names can give hints as to the generalized character of our characters. So sometimes when we want to give them certain attributes, we pick a name to fit that. Like Moana actually meaning ocean, and she is tied to the ocean. Vesicles, I can't even think of another example. But anywho's, tying the name to the character. And we tend to do this by going to like baby names. So like if you have a significant other who is a writer and you see them spending hours looking at baby names, don't freak out, they're probably doing research for the story. Thing number seven, and this is what I do, so I don't know if anyone else has done this because no one else has mentioned it yet, but hitting up graveyards for interesting names. Seriously. I do that. I love cemeteries and graveyards to begin with. That's just the gothic person in me. They're very peaceful and serene, and sometimes when strolling through, a name will catch your eye. Now, I make a point not to use the first and last name because then that is using somebody's identity against their will. But if someone has a really awesome first name or a really awesome last name, especially like in the really old ones where names were a bit more unique, then yeah, I'll copy it down for later. Thing number 8. Practice your famous author speech. Very few people will actually admit to it, but it does kind of help to practice, especially if you plan to do book releases. But we pretend like we become the next J.K. Rowling or the next Stephen King or the next Sarah J. Maas, and we give ourselves our own little interview where we talk about what inspired us to writing, what we love most about our characters, what we hope the people get from it. It's just a little fantasy, but it's fun to do sometimes. You should try it. Number 9. Bouncing between loving your book and hating your book. Yes, I don't know any writer that's not, that can get through their book without having moments of fucking hating this piece of shit garbage. I will never, why did I even do this to begin with? Oh my god. And then switching and going, oh my god, this is amazing. I'm so awesome. Yeah, no. We're a little bipolar when it comes to our books. And number 10, this one runs rampant in the writing community. Wanting writing friends, but being too socially awkward to introduce ourselves. I mean, you would think that social media would make this easier because that's kind of the whole point of it, but there are so many creeps out there that no one wants to come off as being that person. We are afraid to like DM and go, hey, I really like your stuff. I think you're cool. Would you maybe like to be friends? Blah, 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 blah. And, especially hard for guys because there's always those creepy dudes that send you unsolicited dick pics and things of that nature. So, yeah. I don't know how to fix that one, except for sometimes you just have to suck it up and take the plunge, and you'll be very pleasantly surprised. But also, I'm going to tentatively extend an olive branch fearfully. Down below there will be a link to a Discord page where I am trying to start a small little writing group of friends. If, however, you are one of those internet troll peoples that are going to either A, not be supportive, or B, harass anyone for any reason on that site, not only will you be deleted, blocked, and banned, I will hunt you down. The internet is a scary place. Writers are having a hard enough time making friends as it is. So yeah. But with that being said, that brings us to the end of our list. If I did include a weird habit that you have, please comment down below and let me know. I would love to just revel in our quirkiness. So before I head out, please make sure you check out my other social media platforms just to see what I am doing and to engage and maybe make friends. And like I said, I will have that link down there for a short period of time. Like, it's not going to be open free season for everybody for a while. I had to try to protect the integrity of my group. Anyways, so that is it. I'm signing off, and I will see you later around the circle. Bye!